Good morning, peeps. Glad you're here. I'm gonna make this video this morning and kind of talk a little bit about some things that are on my mind right now. And the funny thing is that there's a lot on my mind. So when it comes to talking about the things that are on my mind, there is just a lot on my mind. And I am, my goal right now is to basically clear my mind and come from a place where I am at peace. Not to say that that I don't have peace right now, because I definitely do have a lot of peace right now, but I just kind of have a lot of different things on my mind, different thoughts, concepts, etc. Just lots of thoughts, you know. And a busy place here at the quick shop this morning. A little unusual. But also nobody knows about this shortcut of getting onto the highway. All you do is like turn onto the shoulder and then merge in. It's not rocket science. But people sit there for days before getting on. But just like that. Yeah, it's interesting whenever we have a lot of things on our mind. It can really, obviously I think we know that it can bog us down, and it can get us to that point where we are just feeling stressed and overwhelmed and complicated, where like things are complicated, and I'm trying to get this one to stay in there the right way. Still getting the hang of these things. Maybe that's right. I don't know. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. So there's a lot of different things that we can do when it comes to clearing our mind and getting to a place where there's more peace, less noise, less intense emotions like anger or confusion, angst, things like that. And one of those ways, of course, is to pray and ask God, Heavenly Father, to help us with those things, to help us have more peace, feel more peace, find more peace, and enjoy more peace in our minds, especially where it can be such a noisy, loud place. And the funny part is we don't always realize how much is going on in our minds until we do. It's just straight up like you just don't know until you do. And I think a lot of times we get so used to things going on and we feel powerless to them. We feel like we can't control those things, and we feel like this is just life. This is just how things are right now. I'm just really going through a lot, and that's just how it is. There's nothing more to it than that. That's it. That's the whole story, etc. But that's not the whole story. That's not the whole story, because we have a lot more power than we think we do sometimes. We have much more ability to do things about our situations than we think sometimes. And sometimes it's just like we just think that, well, it's just the way it is. There's nothing I can do. I can't do anything because there's nothing I can do, right? We get stuck in those mental loops of powerlessness, really, and that is not the truth. Those things are not the ultimate truth. We are not powerless. There are things we can do about things, and sometimes we feel really defeated, like there really is nothing we can do to change the situation. But that's never really true. Those feelings are true. Those feelings are definitely true. But the truth is, like I said, we do have power. We can make changes. We can make adjustments, etc., etc. We can do the things we need, whatever those things are, to get to a better place and to make a difference. And one of those things, I'm going to talk about some of those things, but one of those things is meditation. One of those things, like I said, is prayer. One of those things is reading the scriptures, deliberately setting aside time. I recommend especially doing that first thing in the morning, because that's been huge for me, especially when I stay consistent and when I've stayed dedicated, disciplined, and I just wake up first thing, grab my scriptures, obviously, go to the bathroom and like squint your eyes if you need to or whatever, rub your eyes, but go and read your scriptures. And I have found a lot of peace in this, even when I've been a little sleepy and haven't really taken in, or even if I haven't really comprehended everything I'm reading. That doesn't really affect the peace that I get out of it. I think maybe if I understand more of it, I get a deeper sense of peace, or a different, more dynamic sense of peace. But yeah, so those are some things we can do. In the meantime, I'm going to talk about like what I'm going through a little bit. I'll share my part, and then that can help you guys with your parts, with whatever's going on in your lives. But yeah, I've had some really good things happen lately, because I was going through a really hard time, and I feel like I'm finally in a better place. But now that I'm in a better place, I realize there are a lot of options as far as what I can do about my life and about my situation, about the thing that was, I had a relationship that was really suddenly, very, very suddenly, on the rocks, let's say. And then it was very scary, and I was like, what the heck, this meant everything to me. This is not working out. This is really scary. Is this not working out? All this, so much to make sense of, and just, it was really hard to make sense of, and it felt like, this was the craziest thing ever, and I can't believe this is happening, one of these things. And the person who I cared so much about was causing me so much frustration and anger, or the situation was causing me so much frustration and anger. Just, a lot to deal with, a lot to make sense of, a lot to figure out. And I prayed and I prayed, and I would give this person space and time, and then message, and then I would finally gain my strength and feel like I had the right thing to say, and then I would say it, and then I would be just met with a feeling that left me at the end of the night feeling like, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on? Just feeling so defeated and just discouraged. And I got to the point where I just, I said to God, I don't want to do this anymore like this, I don't want any more nights like this where I'm feeling this discouraged every time I go to bed. I don't want the night to end like this. This keeps happening. I don't want this to keep happening this way. I can't do this anymore. I can't have these kinds of discouraging, upset, emotionally tired and drained kinds of nights. It's exhausting. It was so exhausting. And so some things worked out that took a lot of pressure off with me and that person. Us agreeing to take an extended break, kind of out of necessity and for multiple reasons, and then deciding to just be friends throughout this process. And it's left me in an uncertain place, unsure of what is going on with me and that person, where we stand and things like that. And now I'm in a place where I have met someone else that I have interest in. I want to get to know this person and talk to them at least, or at least, go on a date and talk to them. And I asked them if we could get together. And now I'm feeling really confused because, well, not confused, but I've just become aware of a lot of things, and aware of, is this the right time? Is this too soon? Am I respecting the other person who I've had the longer history with? Am I respecting their feelings? Am I considering everything? We're not relationship at the moment because we're taking a break. But what does that mean? And there's just been a lot to figure out. So that's been the kind of stuff that's been on my mind, and I'm noticing it as quite a lot, or quite a bit, and so just trying to make sense of things and trying to figure things out. And yeah, it's really funny because on one hand I'm like, wow, this is a really awesome thing when I met this other person, and it's like, this is really cool, this seems good, this seems innocent, harmless, this seems wholesome, this feels good-natured, this feels very comforting and encouraging. Just a lot of things. Like, it's really tough when, no offense to the other person that I was with, but it's tough when a situation or a person or circumstances, I guess, just make you feel really low and like broken, or like worthless, even feeling like you're no good, feeling like something's wrong with you, or you're not good enough, and all of those things. And it's just it's really hard to, those feelings are really toxic. I think is the best word for them. I think those feelings are really toxic feelings, or they're at least very demeaning feelings, and they can really mess with you and really leave you at a loss, and feeling like, what the heck is going on? What the heck am I supposed to do? Like, I feel so discouraged, so lost, so empty. Like, what is going on? And then, like, you try to make sense of it, and you end up feeling the same way at the end of the day. And it's so complicated. So anyway, I've had this really long, complicated, I guess, relationship it went from like a 3 on a complication scale. It went from like a 3 to a 10, and it hit 11 a few times, as far as like the emotions and this just the different kinds of things I was going through in the worst times. So it's just been a lot to deal with. And so taking a break, stepping away, putting things on hold, and literally being like, you know what? I don't have to do anything in this. I don't have to do anything. I can do whatever I need that is good for me. I need to do whatever I need to do to heal, to recover, to be in a better place, to recoup, etc. And so I have kind of been doing my own thing. I've been walking to the beat of my own drum, doing my own thing, not worrying about that person, not worrying about details. I have had some exchanges about light things with them, about friendship, but not about friendship, but like as friends. And I found it really hard yesterday to share some details with them about my life, about what was going on. It felt kind of wrong to share certain things in my heart with them yesterday, because it felt like that concept, the biblical concept that says, don't cast your pearls before swine. Like, don't take what's most valuable and waste it. Don't just throw it on the ground, right? Don't just waste your most valuable things. And I really felt the pain yesterday when I shared some things with this person, things going on in my life, pieces of my heart. It just felt like I had to go, rip it off and be like, here you go. And I just didn't want, I didn't really, it's been confusing. Like, I've been trying to figure out, is that the right thing to do, to talk to them, to open up to them to a certain extent, because it's been hard. And on one hand, I want to be careful, because I don't want to, make a big mistake and throw away something really special, or at least the potential of something really special. But the price, the price has been a really high price it seems. And it's been, it's been hard. So that's why I'm erring on the side of lightness. I'm erring on the side of like, I'm not going to take things too seriously. I'm going to be pretty peaceful, passive, whatever. Some sage. I'm gonna focus on doing the things that I need to do. Focus on doing what's best for me. And I know that other person has been doing that too. So it's very hard. It's very hard. I'm trying to navigate the future in the right way. I'm trying to navigate the future the right way. That's what I'm trying to do. And so in the meantime, it's been a lot to figure out. It's been a lot on my mind, etc. It's been a lot to make sense of, like I've been saying. So, it's been a lot, and I've just been trying to figure things out. But there's been some really good, cool things happening recently. Like the development I had with the other person yesterday, not the one I've been in a relationship with, but this new person, and it's been positive, and it feels good. But at the same time, I'm not trying to get too carried away in any direction, and that's the trick. I'm trying not to get too carried away. So I want to make sure I'm doing things the right way, not too far to one side or another. And so that's the trick, balance. But the other part, like I said in the beginning, is about peace of mind, and having more peace in our minds when things are complicated and stressful. And there's also a peace, I think, that needs to be focused on in the mind, and there's a peace that needs to be focused on in the heart as well. And it's a lot, but I think to look at it as a whole and try to address it is the wrong way to do it. I think to take your time, walk slowly, and do the things you need to do. And, keep things in perspective from time to time. Think about things from time to time, but don't spend too much time thinking about it. I think that's the better way to go. And so in other words, I'm taking it just like one day at a time. I'm just, there's a lot of things that I kind of have to let just play out to a certain extent. And at the same time, there's a lot of things that I do have control over, power over, my decisions, my choices. So I'm just trying to do things the right way and make sense of things. So I don't want to hurt the person I invested a lot of time with, but at the same time, things with that person have been like, they've been like, and at the same time, our time apart, our break that we've been taking is like, I don't know, like I feel like things are getting better in time, but I also ultimately just don't know about like where things are going, and I don't want to throw that away. I don't want to hurt that person's feelings, and I don't want to complicate too many things. I don't want to run into anything too soon or too much with anyone else. But also I want to make sure that I'm taking advantage of the opportunities given me. In other words, I don't want to suffer unnecessarily. I don't want to stay in a punishment, in a prison. I don't want to stay on punishment, if that makes sense. If I don't have to, I don't want to punish myself. If I don't have to, it's not necessary. And stay in a place like that, where it's just not necessary. Because that kind of thing is, I think we can do that. We can definitely punish ourselves sometimes, and it's so not necessary. We can put ourselves through hell, at worst. it's a lot. It's a lot. If you watch this, I appreciate you watching it. But I don't want you to feel obligated, because this is like, I don't know, this kind of feels a little heavy. It seems like a lot. It feels like a lot to me. I don't want you to feel like you have to like watch this and like support me and all that kind of stuff. Like, I appreciate you watching. If it's, I just want you to watch if you enjoy watching, if you want to watch, That's it. I don't want anything else really. I mean, friendship and everything is great. And I would like to have friendship if that's something that works out. But it's kind of like my situation with this person I've been with for a while. Like, I feel like I put a lot into it, and I feel like I feel pretty hurt. I feel kind of like in the gut, a lot of gut pain, kind of like just in the gut, like in the guts, And yeah, it's just very interesting. So pray for me if you will. I'm definitely navigating things, navigating a lot, dealing with a lot. I'm starting, like I've said before, I've started school. Today is my first day of my 3-class day, and it'll be like Monday 1 class, Tuesday 3 classes, Wednesday 1 class, Thursday 3 classes. And so, which is not a big deal how much time I spend in class, but I don't want to overwhelm myself and things like that. And I am confident in doing this. I am confident in succeeding in school, but it's a new undertaking, and so I'm beginning something new. And I don't want to go into too much details, but when I shared that with the person I was in a relationship with, that was the part that just didn't feel right to me. It just didn't feel like I needed to. It just felt like I needed to not. It felt like I would have been better off to not. But instead I decided to pay the price, the painful price, and make the decision to share. And I kind of regret it, but then again, I also am thankful for the perspective I got from it, because it really helped me make sense of things. And I'm not in a position where I want to be in a relationship with that person. I want to honor that person and respect that person, and not hurt that person. But I'm just not in a position, I don't think, where I can be in a relationship with them. And figuring that out, communicating that, being clear about things is hard, because it's like things seem to be ending, even though you did everything you could to keep them alive. And when there is, and just at the end, when there's still a little bit of life left into it, it's like I can make the decision to completely end it, or to put it out of its misery, So it's a tricky thing. It's a hard decision to make, because there's situations where we can be attached to someone and we keep hanging on, or holding on, or leaving the door open, and it can be draining. It can really drain us and weigh us down, and leave us empty. This sage is so strong. I love this sage. It burned really fast this time, and it's a little bit too smoky in here. But it's important to do what's best for ourselves first, basically. Like, it's very important to consider other people. It's very important to do things for other people. But if we're doing those things in an unhealthy way, like we're hurting ourselves or we're causing pain to continue, then it's not really worth it. And yes, those things can be remedied. Yes, those things can be healed. They can be taken care of. They can be discussed and fixed. But whether or not that's the thing to do, whether or not that's the right thing, is another story. Sometimes it's good to let sleeping dogs lie, right? Just let them be. And that's kind of the feeling or the gist that I'm getting. There's been a lot of complicated things involved with that person. And one of the things I've discovered since being on break from them is that I feel like I have more freedom. And I think that that's a really big sign. Because I don't want to be in a relationship with someone where I have less freedom. You know? I mean, it's kind of a complicated thing when it comes to relationships, because when you make commitments with people, when you make a commitment to someone, you've made a commitment to them. You've committed yourself to them. And that's a good thing. That can be a good thing. But if your relationship dynamic is one where you feel like you can't really be yourself, or you feel like you constantly have to adjust yourself in order to fit the other person's likings, then that is unhealthy. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. That's what I'm trying to get out of. That's what I'm trying to not be a part of, right? I don't want to be involved in that, or in that kind of relationship. And yeah, relationships are so complicated. They are so tricky. There's so much to them. It's so crazy. But things will definitely work out. I know they'll work out. And I am excited about the future. I'm excited about a lot of positive developments and excitement and joy. And there is a lot. I'm navigating a lot, you know. I'm just navigating a lot, but it's good. And I am blessed. I feel a lot of peace in my life. And I know I am very blessed. I have a lot of blessings blessing me to help me to feel better, to make sense of things, to be in a better place, to come out on top, to not be scarred and left in the wind. I have so many friends and family who truly care about me, and they truly want what's best for me. They truly want me to be happy. And I know that with those people in my corners, I can make the best decisions. I can come to the best decision. And most importantly, above all, is having God in my life, having God in my corner, you know, having a relationship with God, being able to talk with Him, being able to share what's going on with Him, you know, just to talk and just to open up, be open with Him, and express my feelings, and share my heart with Him is like, it's so huge and so amazing, and it makes such a difference. It can make all the difference. And so I just want to encourage you guys today, with whatever you guys are going through, whether it's relationship issues or things, I want to encourage you that things will be okay. We can get through them. We can make sense of them. We can get to a much better place. And I know that God wants us to be happy. And yes, He does have things for us to learn. But I do very much get the sense that there are some things He wants us to learn, some really hard lessons. But it's not necessarily necessary to go through these really hard lessons. Because at the same time where there are really hard lessons in life to learn, there there are also joys and gifts that He's given us, blessings that He wants us to enjoy. And that's what I'm trying to focus on. I'm just trying to stay balanced, I'm not too far to one side or another. But yeah, there's a lot of great things. Thanks for watching my deep video. Thanks for listening to my deep thoughts, feelings, and emotions shared on my heart. Shared from my heart, Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. Let me know about what is your advice for getting through really hard times where you're trying to make sense of things. I know going to the temple is really good, and that's something I need to do more of. I'm actually planning to go tomorrow, so that's a super huge joy. And so there's so many wonderful things to look forward to if I could just focus on those things. I think that's really the secret. That's a way that everything's going to get really better. So I'm just super stoked and thankful, and there's a lot to be excited about. I'm excited about this day. I'm excited about class. I'm excited about door dashing here in a bit, getting some breakfast. There's just so much to be thankful for. And when we are thankful, when we are grateful, it does make all the difference in the world. It does change things. If you want to lose your blessings, stop being grateful for them. If you want more blessings, be grateful. Be grateful for what you have. The more grateful you are, the more God is going to want to bless you, because He sees that you appreciate what He's given you. And He will be more willing to give you things, because He's not going to want to give you things if you're just going to throw it away, right? But anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. I'm stoked on my headphones. I'm so glad that my sound is a lot better now. I'm so thrilled about that. I kind of just want to, partially, if this video is long, I would, one of the things I wanted to do when making this video was to just make a video, because I've got these new headphones, and I'm so excited about the sound and it sounding better and stuff. And that's a really exciting thing to me. It just makes me happy. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it got you thinking in the right directions. Hopefully it was spirit filled. Hopefully you could feel the Spirit through this video. That's my prayer. I wasn't really focusing on that or thinking about that, but I hope that you were able to feel the Spirit through listening to this. And I encourage you guys to stay focused on what's best, stay focused on what you know is right, and click off this video whenever you want. Don't pain yourself by listening. If you're done listening, just click off, But I am thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for all the gifts and blessings in my life, and this life truly is a gift. It truly is a wonderful, beautiful, marvelous gift. We are so lucky to have the things that we have, to be blessed by God in so many different ways. And I just want to share my testimony with you guys and tell you that I know that the Book of Mormon is true. I know that God is real. I know that we can become more like God. And that is truly what this life is for. That is the best way to use this life, to become more like God, grow closer to Him. That's the best way we can use our lives. It's the best use of our lives. And God has given us the gift of life, and we can decide to do with it whatever we want. That's one of His biggest, best gifts. But I just want to share with you that I know that, like I said, we can become more like God, and we can grow, and that there is so much potential. There's so much room for growth. Don't get discouraged. Don't feel like you're stuck in a rut, because there is so much to enjoy. And there's so much more. There's so much more to this life than what we think or feel. There's so much. It's amazing. The different things we can experience are amazing. And I guarantee you, I promise you, you will experience that if you just keep going. If you just ask God to help you to grow and focus on what it is you need to focus on. And I say, I'm about to do that now. And I say that in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.